T&D Sports, an exclusive video broadcast.
You are watching the Long Island Catholic League Boys Basketball Semifinals on TD Sports Video Productions. We are live from the Danzy Athletic Center on the campus of St. Joseph's College in Patchogue, New York. It's the number 1 seeded Chaminade Flyers facing the number 4 St. John the Baptist Cougars on this Sunday showdown. Greetings, everyone. He's longtime Long Island broadcaster Mike Trezza. I'm Jim Farchwin. Mike, Chaminade lost 2 of their last 3, but they came off a 54-point win recently over St. Mary's, putting 92 points of offense on the scoreboard. So in their case, it's a win-or-go-home scenario.
Yeah, Chaminade, they're led by a trio of talented scorers at the top of the score sheet, led by number 22, Dave DeBuscher. We've got Matt Kelly, number 24, and Greg Cantwell. Those 3 guys, Jim, averaging close to 40 points a contest combined.
Yeah, they have a really good team as far as scoring all around, especially around the perimeter. But then you look at St. John the Baptist, they have an important player themselves, and that's Clinton Affinda, averaging over 20.5 points and 11 rebounds.
Affinda, a big guy. They're going to try to pump it into him. He's got 20 dunks plus on the season, and they've got a big-time post presence with him, also with Michael Welton. Starting lineups being introduced, as you see right now, Jim.
Yeah, Chaminade checking in at 20-4, 10-2 in conference play. Those 2 losses coming in within the past week and a half. And then you had St. John the Baptist at 12-9 and 5-3. So the Baptist coming in at the 4 seed. What do they have to do to get out of here with a W?
Well, we spoke with Coach Jake Ellis the other night, you and me at the same time, and he told us defense is paramount for their team. As you see the rosters up on your screen right there, defense is really paramount, and he stresses keeping the man in front of you. That's what they need to do to these very good shooters on Chaminade.
And then also you have to look at Chaminade themselves. 20-4, they won it all last year in the Catholic League. What do they have to do in order to continue their consistent role?
Well, Chaminade for a long time, Jim, very, very disciplined team, very athletic, very well schooled, as you'd expect, and they're going to have to stay within themselves. We're going to step away for the anthem.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Joseph's College. Chaminade and St. John the Baptist about to tip off in a couple of moments. Before we get that tip off, let's talk about Dave DeBuscher, top scorer on this team, around 15 points per game. And you knew something about his pastime, like his grandfather.
Yeah, Dave DeBuscher, a name very, very familiar to sports fans in this area. His grandfather, also named Dave DeBuscher, was named one of the 75 greatest in the NBA. Historically, New York Knicks fans over a certain age will remember back to those championship teams of the late 60s, early 70s as Granddad was an integral part of those teams. And the grandson, as you see him right there in the middle of the huddle on the Chaminade bench, Jim, just as integral a part of this Chaminade attack.
Yeah, Chaminade, they are the favorite in this game. And then Dan Feeney, in his first year with this team, has got to be very proud of his Flyers.
Yeah, Dan Feeney took over this year from Bob Paul. Bob's still involved with the program. They sort of combined, but Dan is the guy making the calls now. So after 14 years as an assistant here at Chaminade, as well as coaching the JV and the freshmen, he's now in the big chair and making the calls.
And then you look at Baptist Jake Ellis in his 4th year. That was an assistant at Queens and a St. John's alum himself, only 35 years old.
Kind of young to be a coach in this league, but seems equal to the task at hand and ready to tip it up.
All credit to him. And the Busher gets his hands on the first tap, and he knocks it out of bounds. A go to St. John the Baptist. Your starters for the Cougars, number 2, Christian Williams and Carter Wilson, 2 freshmen on this team that Jake Ellis has a lot of confidence in.
You heard of the Killer Bees. These are the Killer W's.
Yeah.
The 2 Williams brothers, Welton and Wilson, in the rotation.
Along with Roderick Jones, one of the best 3-point shooters as well. First bucket goes down. There's Clinton Afinda, and we spotlighted him right on cue. 2-0 Cougars.
They've got to get a lot from him inside, in the post, and also in transition, Jim.
Agreed. Around to the top. Here's Malachi. DeBuscher towards his left. A lot of ball movement. As Coach Ellis said, this team likes to cut and screen, and they do it very well. And DeBuscher, his first floater, and he misses, but there's Afinda on the board. Afinda, 94 feet. Like a runaway.
Let's take another look at this. Afinda drives the left baseline and puts in the easy deuce off the glass.
Already 4-0 Cougars. 3-pointer up and off the mark by Cantwell. And Cougars out and running again. Pull up 3. Off the back iron. A little too strong there. Malachi over to his left. And we have a charge up against DePuck Edmonds.
DePuck Edmonds, you see him in the low block right there. He tries that quick turnaround with the left, and he gets called for clearing out with the right.
He's their biggest player on the floor at 6'7" on the roster, a key rebounder to Feeney's squad. Carter Wilson, a rebounder and a freshman on this team from Bayshore. Continues to orchestrate. He'll take it himself, go out towards the left wing, towards the corner. 3-pointer is good. And that counts.
The Baptist off to a 7-0 lead in this game.
There's Roddy Jones from the corner. Had 22 points last game. Knockdown shooter, Coach Ellis elaborated in the phone call. Pump fake, 3-pointer left wing. So far, Chaminade is not yet to get a bucket to go, and that was off from Malachi.
They've got the garbage can cover over the rim right now, Jim. Missing several shots early and giving up a couple easy buckets at the other end.
Yeah, they're not getting back on transition, and that's probably been the early aspect in this game so far. Towards the left, and we have a hold up against Cantwell, and that foul is on Wilson.
We neglected to mention the officials at the outset: James Howard, Joe Flick, and Marty Chill Friller. Our officiating crew, James Howard, really, really top official. I've had him many times.
With under 6 minutes left to go, it's 7-0 St. John the Baptist. Good crossover, Cantwell. Edmonds from the wing, he's off target and boarded by Jones. Here's Afinda. Stops. And they'll rotate back out. Small rotations for both teams today, likely with 7 players for each for St. John the Baptist and the Flyers in the rotation. Jones, that's good. Long 2 for Roderick Jones. He's already got 5 of the 9 points for St. John's.
Coach Ellis called him the best shooter on the team. You saw it right there. He didn't hesitate, knocked it down.
Chaminade scoreless in the first 5 minutes already. That's a wide open three-pointer. Cantwell, no. Offensive rebound. Blocked by Afinda, but contact. Bradley Wyckoff will go to the line for 2.
So Chaminade doing the right thing, trying to look for an easy shot inside when you're outside shooting is having difficulty early. You want to pump it inside, Jim, and see if you can get an easy bucket. Wyckoff couldn't get it down, but he does get himself to the line.
First free throw up from Wyckoff, in and out. So far, Afinda and Jones have all the points for Chaminade, for Baptist already. 5 for Jones and 4 for Afinda.
Brad Wyckoff, the 6'3" junior. He and Edmonds are the 2 big rebounders on this team.
And now some full court pressure from the Flyers. Wilson goes right by the press.
What a move by Carter Wilson. Let's take another look at it. Starts out left, weaves his way in, and banks it home.
Right past Wyckoff. Edmonds to respond. That's all nylon, and they'll count that a 3 from the top of the key. That makes it 11-4 in favor of the Cougars. Wilson already has a bucket on the last possession. Now he's orchestrating, using some clock, 15 on the timer. A 1-3-1 showing from the Flyers. Burning all this clock. There's Jones Jr. again. Rod Jones Jr., money from the corner.
Let's take another look at it from the left. St. John the Baptist right now shooting out the lights.
Edmonds trying to respond. That long wingspan keeps the ball over his head. Another offensive board. Wyckoff trying to save it. And a nice save by Afinda to keep the ball in the Cougars' possession. Christian Williams leaves it short on the layup. To Busher. There's a go, and that's a long 3.
And that looked like Grandpa right
Yes,
there,
it did.
Jim.
You would know better than I do.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, but thank you.
It is. I haven't been able to see him, but I'm fine well.
Got another easy basket inside. Chaminade needs to clamp down on the defensive end.
Almost here at the end of the first quarter, and it's 16-7 Cougars.
And who would have expected this early on?
A good up and under on the cut. Missed the easy bunny, Cantwell. Wyckoff on the response. Afinda. They'll count the bucket. And I asked Ellis in the pregame, who's got the highest vertical? Afinda showed it right there.
But we saw before that goaltend, Greg Cantwell, one of their top scorers, Jim, missed that easy layup.
Yep.
If you're Chaminade, you're down by 9 early. You need those points. If you can pump that ball inside, you've got to get it to go.
That's where the easy buckets come in. Those are the best high percentage opportunities for shots in the paint, and you got to make those count.
Trip to Hofstra on the line Thursday night. We'll talk about that a lot throughout this game. Yeah, you see a nice shot of the crowd. Crowd's starting to fill in here at St. Joseph. A little bit of a hike for some folks that live in Nassau to come out here to Patchogue, but St. John's and Chaminade have shown up and showed out here today.
Both schools very passionate about the sport of basketball. Good pressure, but there goes Wilson again for 2. Nineteen, 18-9 Cougars. Rotating it around the perimeter. The Butcher. Top of the key. In and out. Steven Williams misses the layup. The sixth man on this team for the Cougars. The pusher on the pump fake mid-range. That's down.
Nice job by DeBuscher. He's going to pump up the three from the left wing. You saw him, and then he decided left elbow instead. Easy bucket for him.
18-11. Good defense from Edmonds on the right corner, making life difficult for Welton. And a deflected pass by Edmonds. DeButcher's got it. Wide open shot, three-pointer, Malachi. No, put back. Good from Wyckoff.
Now Chaminade starting the board a little bit. You see that board by Brad Wyckoff, the junior, and he sticks it back.
Starting to see the momentum tilt a little towards the Flyers now. Fade away, in and out from Clinton. Second leading scorer at 12 points per game, Kelly Malachi. 17 on the timer. Good pick and roll. Count it and one. Puck Edmonds.
Let's take another look at this. He absorbs the contact. He's still able to get it to go left of the basket, and now gets himself a trip to the free throw line with a chance to cut it to just two.
He ate that contact for breakfast.
Deepak Edmonds looks like a skinny kid, but he is a strong kid. He's a good rebounder, and he's going to have a chance here, as I mentioned, lefty shooter to try to cut it to two.
Both of us southpaws ourselves. 8 points for Edmonds. He's got 8 of the Chaminade 16, half their points. Pump fake, Welton to the cup, blocked by Edmonds. Over to Cantwell, tries to keep it in the far corner. Passes it inside, layup, in and out from Malachi. But back out. DeBuscher, three. That's good.
DeBuscher from the left corner. He's open. He's not going to miss that. Flyers on top for the first time in this game.
DeBuscher with a quick 8. Steven Williams tries to go past DeBuscher at the buzzer. Will they count this? No. Just had it in his hand for maybe a tenth of a second longer, but the Flyers, hot finish on that first quarter.
Flyers finished that quarter really strong. They took their first lead with just a few seconds left in the quarter. Now on top, 19-18.
Yes, they are. And they were down by 11 points in that first quarter. So we're going to take a quick break here from St. Joseph's. This game is sponsored by Orland & Cohen Sports Medicine. You're watching Catholic League High School Basketball on TD Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better fast.
And we are back, start of the second quarter here at St. Joseph's College in Patchogue, New York. I'm alongside Mike Trezza, Jim Fortune on hand. Mike, what'd you see in that first quarter, especially from Chaminade, and that's why they have a 1-point lead?
Yeah, it's funny. They came out, it seemed like they were sort of going through the motions, maybe a little bit flat to start the game. They couldn't make shots. They gave up easy baskets, both very uncharacteristic of them. And I'll bet you Dan Feeney is lighting into them a little bit at the end of that first quarter. He didn't want to call a timeout and wants to save those in his pocket, but he couldn't have been pleased with his Flyer team being down by double digits early in this game.
And even though they were down by 11, the Cougars couldn't have a better start in the beginning of the first quarter, but now they're down by a possession. Cantwell, oh, beautiful feed inside, the finish by Albert Naus.
Naus, first man off the bench, you see him come in, gets himself free for that easy layup with the left hand.
Pick and roll work to perfection. 3-point game, Flyers up. There's a Finda. They're gonna go at him a lot. Left hand, little short. Kelly, one-on-one with Wilson. Cantwell back out, DeBuscher. Not that time. High board by a Finda. Look at this offense, and then turns it over quickly.
Cantwell with the steal and the nifty no-look pass, but they couldn't connect right there.
Man-to-man pressure. Here's Williams, flying by Euro step, and goes past Edmonds. Can't finish, a little to the left side, and boarded by Albert Naus, 6'5" senior. Behind the back, Kelly tries to save it, and it goes right back to the Cougars.
Nice job by actually a Finda that time, knocking that ball up in the air, getting it out of bounds off the Chaminade player, and getting possession back for his Cougar team.
Substitutions coming in. Looks like Roddy Jones is checked back in for the Cougars. Oh, and we have a charge against Wilson. Seemed that it was possibly that Kelly just fell down.
Yeah, that's a tough call. Tough call on Carter Wilson. He didn't argue about it, but I'll tell you, Jake Ellis cannot be pleased with that. Chaminade caught a break on that.
And that's Wilson's second foul already, so now they're going to have to rely on Michael Welton for some extra minutes, likely for the rest of this first half.
St. John the Baptist with 14 fouls, Chaminade with only 1.
Also all the way to the left. Oh, good look into the corner, three-pointer. Cantwell, no. Put back in and out that time from Naus. Ball on the floor, it will go back to Baptist.
Albert Naus had a terrific opportunity off the offensive glass. Couldn't get an easier opportunity than that one, and he could not put it back home.
It's the easy buckets that are going to hurt the most if you can't capitalize. A Finda, one-on-one with Naus. Goes back out. Jones, the shooter. Welton goes back into the corner. Williams, dribbling. Mike and drill. Goes right past Kelly.
Williams with the reverse layup that time. Nice drive on the baseline. Cuts the deficit to 1.
Close game so far. It looked like in the first quarter, it seemed that this was going to be a one-sided affair, but that quickly changed. Three-pointer from the top of the key is nothing but the bottom. Antoni Vlagianitis.
Vlagianitis, the second man off the bench, the junior, he just checks in and makes his presence felt right away.
That was a deep three from the top of the key, at least 2 feet from behind the top of the arc. Finda, slow Euro step. He is fouled by what appears Edmonds got on him. And that's a Finda second foul. That could be problematic for the Cougars.
It's actually called on Chaminade.
On Edmonds, apologize.
Second on Edmonds.
First free throw for Finda is down. He's got 5.
Clinton, a Finda, an honor student. Scores a lot off that screen and roll, averaging better than 20 a contest this year, Jim.
That's impressive, especially in the Catholic League. Rattles home the second. 2-point game, Cougars still trail. 6 points for Afinda. Wajanitis being pressured hard by Jones. DeBuscher rotates Cantwell, goes baseline, and a foul on Stephen Williams.
Stephen Williams can't believe he's that personal. We'll take another look at it right here. We were a little bit late on but yeah, it looked like he was being cleared out with the arm by Cantwell, so tough call on Williams on that trade.
Cantwell, back out Wajanitis. DeBuscher. Good movement. Cantwell goes baseline, tries to use contact. It swirls out. Good contest from Afinda. Williams flies down and cooks it all the way home.
Let's take another look at this. Stephen Williams.
Jelly fam right there. Oh, great backdoor cut. Reverse layup. Can't go down for Nouse.
Chaminade's missed a lot of easy shots.
Jones, in and out. Who knows what the crowd would have responded to that if that went through the cylinder. Wajanitis again. And we have a whistle away from the ball. And looks like it's a foul on Baptist. Would that be Afinda's second?
Let's see who they call it on. Clearly, the St. John the Baptist bench is not happy with that call. It is going on the Cougars, but let's see on whom.
We heard from Howard right here. Yeah, it looks like they're calling this on Afinda, 23, yes, his second.
So both of these coaches plan to have a very, very tight rotation coming into this game, Jim. I think both guys told us they're not planning on going more than 7 deep. However, foul trouble, especially to their big guys, could force their hand and force a couple guys off the bench and into the game.
It's been a physical first half so far already, but already a tightly contested matchup. So we're going to take a quick break. Game is sponsored to you by Orland & Cohen Sports Medicine. You're watching high school basketball on TD Sports Video Productions.
Orland & Cohen, one of the top sports rehab places in the area, Jim. Over 15 locations in Suffolk and Nassau. If you're hurt playing sports, which is very likely with you, not quite as likely with me, this is one of the places that you want to go. The only injuries I ever get are to my mouth, from a little too much talking about sports.
Well, you'd be surprised. My day job, I'm a delivery driver at FedEx Express on the side 6 days a week, and I have a route in Smithtown, Orland & Cohen. I deliver to them at least 3 or 4 times a week. So I'm familiar myself with this brand, and I'm very aware of it. They do a great job. They're constantly a very busy organization, but they do a great job with their clients and patients.
Did you say organization? Are you Canadian? That
No.
sounds like you're talking about an NHL team right now.
Nah, I'm not Canadian, but may have slipped out my tongue a little too soon.
Well, we got a great game going on here, 24-24, just 3.5 left before halftime. So, yeah, St. John the Baptist on a big roll at the beginning. Chaminade has come back. They've missed some easy ones, but they've started to get a little bit better looks at the rim.
Yeah, and then you have Roderick Jones and Afinda have only combined for 2 points this quarter. So the offensive struggles have been somewhat of a problem for both teams. It was 19-18, and we've only had 7 points combined over the past 7 minutes in the second quarter.
Also, St. John the Baptist with 16 fouls. So let's see that if that enters into the equation as we progress in the second half. There you see Dan Feeney and Bob Paul. Of course, Bob Paul, you see him there on your screen, the very long-time coach. He stepped aside this season in favor of Dan Feeney, but still very active with coaching his team.
Yeah, Feeney recently a varsity assistant. Holy Trinity alum. He played his college ball back in York, Pennsylvania. Quick ball movement, and we have a whistle against Chaminade, and it's on to Busher. That's his first.
3 team fouls on Chaminade, so not in any trouble of finishing this half over the limit. Cougars will inbound on the baseline.
High pass from Jones goes to Welton. And picked away. Instincts from Naus. Naus all the way. Can't finish on the bunny.
Wow, nice. Naus did a nice job of splitting defenders, but couldn't get it to go.
DeBuscher wide open look in the corner. Great find from Kelly. Couldn't capitalize. Now it's a reach and foul. Affinda aggressive. Welton wide open corner pocket. Short. Who wants the basketball? Sub comes in, put back, still no good that time, Naus. Wyckoff blew the bunny. Williams to respond, air ball. And we have a whistle away from the ball against, it looked like Baptist, or did he step out of bounds?
Stepped out of bounds. Furious end-to-end action over the last couple minutes, approaching the 2-minute-to-play mark in the half. Both of these teams really getting after it now.
Seems like both teams are playing hot potato. They're quickly passing the ball, but not making the right pass. Looks like we have a 1-and-1.
He said the guy went out of bounds. Why are they now calling
You
the
saw
foul?
2 fingers up. So yeah, DeBuscher's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Little bit strange.
17th foul on St. John's the Baptist.
I thought the original call, though, was that the guy stepped on the sideline where the sideline and the baseline meet.
It was right in that far right corner of the gym. Maybe he was pointing at a player or not on the baseline. DeBuscher, money for the first free throw. Nine points for the junior.
It's been a quiet 9, though, as he makes it double figures.
It's only a matter of time. 2-point lead for Chaminade. A little over 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Williams spin move with the left. I think there's a nice block there from Kelly.
Williams a little out of control on that drive.
Kelly has some space, dump out, DeBuscher, 3-pointer, in and out. Not boxing out, Wyckoff on the putback, another easy missed opportunity for the Flyers.
Cougars a little out of sync the last couple trips. Let's see if they can get their offense back straightened out.
Here's Jones, will let it fly. Playing a little bit of hero ball ahead of the pack. Here's Albert Naus trying to finish, he's fouled. Hard by Jones Jr. And Naus to go to the line for 2.
Jones Jr. with a good foul, though. Cannot give up the easy layup right there. Make him earn it at the line. Albert Naus, the 6'5 senior. His younger brother, Joe, usually in the rotation as well, but Joe out today. So Dan Feeney's got a short bench he's working.
Yeah, it's only problematic. Chaminade only shortened out to 7 players, as Naus was the 8th player in the rotation, but with him out, could be problematic in the second half.
And he's a shooter too, Joe, now, so that hopefully doesn't hurt them down the stretch.
4 points for Naus off the bench. Carter Wilson back in the game. Wilson pushing the pace, spin move inside. Off the glass, too strong. Boarded by Albert. Cantwell drives, no look pass. Naus with the finish, no. And frustration foul, a little too aggressive there from Wyckoff.
Chaminade again, missing a lot of point-blank shots, so uncharacteristic of them. They are really, in essence, keeping St. John the Baptist in this game.
Under a minute left to go. 4-point Gate Flyers lead. Welton goes baseline, and he misses an easy bunny. Wyckoff on the board, pushing it in transition. Underneath to Naus, he's fouled by Williams.
A lot of contact underneath. And Albert Naus making his presence felt underneath the hoop. He's back at the line with a chance to open this up to a 4-point lead. We're approaching the 42nd mark in the second quarter.
He now started with the last 2 points. So far the free throw line, he hasn't been an issue. 3-3 from there.
Logenitis checks back in for the Flyers.
Logenitis, really, that three-pointer late in that first quarter was pretty big to see why this lead is a 5-point game instead of a 2-point game.
Christian Williams back in for St. John the Baptist, younger brother of Stephen.
Yet to score today. And 1 of 2, Wyckoff. Seven-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Wilson looking for Afinda. Afinda wanted the pass ahead. It was overthrown by Wilson.
Good idea, but you saw that the defense was starting to collapse around Afinda, so I don't know what he would have been able to do with that had he gotten the pass.
And Wyckoff has 5 rebounds this quarter, and it was the first missed free throw for Naus. But also, Naus has really been the only aggressor. Under 10 left to go. Cantwell, no look. Logenitis let it fly. No. Under 5 left to go. Tapped out and back to Baptist with a little under 3 seconds left.
Plenty of time for a good shot right here. If you set it up correctly, you can really get a quality look here with 2.5 left on the clock.
So now it's a substitution. Spatafora was in for a hot second. And then Afinda comes back in. 4-court press from Feeney's squad.
They didn't want Afinda to pick up that extra foul before the half.
Thrown away at the buzzer. It's going to be high off the shot clock. No good from Chaminade. 5-point game at the end of the first 20 minutes. Chaminade up by 5, 29-24. That's Kirian Ambrosi who had the last shot off the bench for Chaminade, but it hit off the top of the shot clock. So Mike, what have you seen in this first half, especially from Chaminade? They have a 2-possession lead.
Yeah, it was a little surprising for me to see them missing a lot of very, very close-in shots. Hate to keep harping on that point, but they did a good job at the defensive end, turned up the heat defensively, and started denying St. John the Baptist the easy shots on the other end, so they were able to take a 5-point lead.
And who knows, this game could have been a much more wider as in favor for Chaminade. They did miss at least 7 to 8 layups or shots in the paint, and that could bite them later on in the game. But you have to give credit for the Cougars playing tough. They started off well, but they also finished the first quarter not in the plans that they had, but still, it's a 5-point game.
Debo leads scoring for Chaminade.
It's got 10 points, 2 of 6 from 3. And then Roddy Jones, the same for the Baptist, 10 points on 2 of 3 from deep. But this is what we've expected. DeBuscher to be a scorer and Jones to be a shooter for Baptist.
Absolutely. Yeah, you see our halftime score, 29-24. We've got another game to get to after this, Jim. We've got great action all day here. The two women's semifinals, the first one was an absolute barn burner. And at 7 o'clock tonight, we've got St. Anthony's and Holy Trinity ready to square off.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun matchup as well. St. Anthony's 17-6 this year. Holy Trinity at 13-4. But that is halftime right now. 29-24 Chaminade on the St. John the Baptist Cougars. You're watching high school basketball on TD Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
We are back here at St. Joseph's College in Patchogue, New York. First game for the Long Island Catholic boys basketball semifinals so far between the Chaminade Flyers and the St. John the Baptist Cougars. Chaminade up 5, 29-24. And Dave DeBuscher led that team in scoring with 10 points, including one of those from 3. Also along with 3 free throws. And outside of that, Albert Now's big off the bench with 5 points. He had a big 3 from Antoni Vlajanitis off the bench. Wyckoff has struggled in the starting lineup, only 2 points so far. Edmonds has 8 points, but also with 2 fouls and foul trouble. But Chaminade did start off slow in that first quarter. They were down as much by 11-0, but then took the lead at the end of the first by 1, 19-18. Then you gotta look at the opposition for the Cougars of St. John the Baptist. Roddy Jones really kept this game close. He has 2 threes with 8 points. And then also their top scorer, Quinton Offenda, with almost 21 points per game and 11 rebounds on the season. He has a pretty cool story. He was ineligible last year because he transferred from Lawrence Woodmere Academy as a sophomore. So due to the high school regulations, he had to sit out a year. So this is his first year of varsity basketball, and he has come out in a very loud way, with one of being the top scorers and rebounders in the conference. He also has 2 fouls this year, this game. 26 and 15 are his season highs versus St. Francis Collegiate. Also 28 and 15 versus St. Joe's Collegiate. An outstanding senior for this group, represented by Jake Ellis in his 4th year. Stephen Williams was big off the bench with 4 points, along with Carter Wilson had 4 points, but also was in some foul trouble with 2 fouls as well. Mike Trezza back here on the mic with me. So Mike, 5-point game. What have you seen so far from both these teams, not just one, on has really seen your eye on why the game is the way it is?
Yeah, I think, you know, as we talked about in the first half, Chaminade came out a little bit cold. They were able to make a couple adjustments, especially on the defensive end of the floor. They started hustling a little bit more. They haven't really started hitting some of those shots, those easy shots, but if they do, this game is going to turn really quickly. In terms of St. John the Baptist, they started off really hot. They cooled off some. They seemed at times a little bit out of sync offensively. They need to see if they can get the ball into the post, into Offenda, and see if he can get off a couple quick shots out of the post before the double comes over and before they collapse on him.
Yeah, Offenda has been the game changer and why this game is pretty neck and neck. But then again, talked about it before the half, and we're going to talk about it after the half. Many missed opportunities inside the paint from the Flyers, and this game could be at least a double-digit game or maybe even more the way this game's going offensively. So we're going to take a quick break here from St. Joseph's. Halftime still going on, 29-24. Second half coming up.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience, trusted, proven, excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production, the industry standard, T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
Second half just about to begin here in St. Joseph's in Patchogue, New York. He's Mike Trezza, I'm Jim Farchwin. 29-24 Flyers over the Cougars in this semifinals game. Not a lot of offense in that first half.
Well, you know, you mentioned Coach Jake Ellis being a young guy. Jim, let's see if he can make some good halftime adjustments. Let's see if he can, again, what I think he should do offensively, even though they do like to shoot the three. I think his money is coming from inside. I think he should try to get the ball in the post to Affinda and see if he can get some of those quick shots off in the post before they come over and collapse.
Well, Affinda's going to have to play a big part in this second half as well. Chaminade will start the ball to start the third quarter. And there is Edmonds. He's in double figures now with 10. Sweet dime from Cantwell.
Deep puck Edmonds with the sweet lefty shot that time.
Cantwell pushing in transition to Busher. Left hand reverse off the back iron. Williams. Oh, Roddy Jones lives out there. No, not that time. Wilson stripped from the Busher. Kelly, free throw line jumper, Wyckoff, too strong. Affinda corrals the board. Affinda tries to avoid the charge, but Kelly was right in his position. Wild shot from Affinda is the result. Kelly stops, tough jumper. No one there. Cantwell responds on the offensive board.
Take another look at that. As Greg Cantwell is on the spot, and that's what Chaminade needs to do a little bit more of. That offensive glass, especially with Cantwell and with Deepak Edmonds.
And Affinda missed the box out there on that offensive board, so questionable decision there from Affinda to be slacking, and so far this is the biggest lead for the Flyers, and this is why the timeout's been taken by Coach Ellis.
Yeah, you look at Dan Feeney there on your screen, as we mentioned in the opening, first year at the helm. He wants to get the point across, Jim, that you cannot take anything for granted. Just because Chaminade was pretty dominant in this league this year at 20-4, 10-2 in the league, you cannot take anything for granted. If you're going to start slow and give it up easy like they did in the beginning of this game, you could be in trouble. So he's being a little bit emphatic there. You see him on your screen trying to get his talking points across to his squad.
Yeah, you said taking things for granted. We are grateful for this broadcast thanks to our crew, Tom Bruno, Dave Stemke, Evan Larry, Jamie Burkhart, and Liam Townsend, and our late stats guy, John Baccio. Thank you so much.
Baccio is a student at Chaminade and does a lot of play-by-play himself, does a great job on their broadcast.
Affinda goes back out. Wilson all the way, goes right past Edmonds.
A little bit more of that. We'll take another look. Blows right past
Beep, beep.
Edmonds for an easy bucket.
Cantwell crosses over to his left and a reach in. Looked like that was on Williams.
It's going to go on Roderick Jones, actually.
Oh, they're going to call this on Jones. That's his second. We did receive word from Baccio that is pronounced Knaus, not Naus.
Really?
Yes. So, again,
I'm going to have to yell at Coach
doing
Feeney
his
later.
job right.
He never told me that on the phone.
Affinda, spin move towards the right, off the window.
Nice. That's what they need more. Inside punch from Clinton Affinda. Big guy, powerful guy. And they need some easy buckets from him.
Wyckoff, a good defender as well, and he still couldn't stop him. And that's another guy that's tough to stop. DeBuscher with 12.
Nice running jumper that time in the lane.
Here's Wilson. Back out. Welton, wing three. That's an air ball.
He had the Cougar bench standing on that one, waiting for that one to drop, but that didn't get anywhere near the rim.
Yeah, all the way towards the right. The senior captain from Islip. And the other captain, of course, Affinda. The 5-minute mark, 7-point lead for Chaminade. This is what Coach Ellis was talking about for Baptist as DeBuscher knocks it down.
Beautiful
that was
movement.
a long two.
Beautiful movement that ball from David DeBuscher. Gets the pass on time, on the mark, and makes them pay double-digit lead now.
DeBuscher, that was considered a 3. Jones to respond for 1. He's got it.
Roderick Jones.
Roddy responds. DeBuscher has the hot hand. Last 5 points for the Flyers. Edmonds dump out. Cantwell looks for the screen from Wyckoff. Baseline, DeBuscher. Unselfish, Edmonds wing 3, in and out. There's Wyckoff to respond and puts it off the window in front of Affinda.
Right spot, right time for Brad Wyckoff. That rebound came out a little bit long, and he was right there for the putback.
Wilson looks in the corner for a Welton. It's offline. And looks like Baptist may be a little rattled in this third quarter.
Yeah, if I were Jake Ellis, I might think about a timeout pretty soon. You don't want this to get back over a double-digit lead. And as you said, things are starting to fall apart for him on the offensive end.
And then a bad pass right back to the Flyers. Cantwell getting in the face of Howard, saying he was in his way and couldn't catch the pass. He's got to be careful.
Uncharacteristic. Chaminade players don't usually do a lot of jawing at the officials. They're known to be a little bit more disciplined than that, and you're right. He's got to be careful that he doesn't get teed up.
Already Chaminade controlling the momentum. Stephen Williams, one-on-one with D-Puck. Wilson, reverse layup, counted, and 1. Sweet move on the drive.
Very, very nice move here by Carter Wilson. See him going from left to right, past the basket, reverse layup, puts it in, and now the chance for a 3-point play. Carter Wilson, just a freshman, but making his presence felt all through the season as well as here today.
And that's Edmonds' 3rd foul.
And again, both teams working with a short bench. So if Edmonds does get in foul trouble in this game, Coach Feeney's going to be hard-pressed for a solution.
No one back. Wyckoff gets the easy feed from DeBuscher.
And that's why you don't press against a well-schooled, well-drilled team like Chaminade. If they break that press, it's an easy deuce.
Oh, spin move. Williams gets his own offensive board, falling to the ground, and he makes it, but they're calling it a travel.
We'll take another look at this. We'll see if he did travel. A little late getting to that, but
it's a bang-bang play. DeBuscher goes baseline. Left-handed pass, Cantwell. Goes back, DeBuscher, corner pocket, you bet.
DeBuscher starting to heat up now.
15 from the junior. Scratch that, make it 18 points from David. 4 of 8 from distance. Wilson, check that, Williams wanted a contact. He's drawing at the official. Up ahead, Wyckoff finishes in transition. And it's
Beautiful
a 13-point game.
Great pass from Greg Cantwell to Wyckoff for another easy deuce for the Flyers.
Wilson giving separation. Affinda wants it. Misses an easy bunny and can't convert. Cantwell fouled by Affinda. That's his 3rd.
And it's decision time now for Jake Ellis. Do you sit Affinda for a little while, knowing that he has 3, but also knowing that he's your best option on the offensive end.
And 3 fouls also for Deepak Edmonds as well. So they're gonna question to see what the official's doing here. Are they just gonna rerun the play? Edmonds on the inbound, and we have a foul away from the basketball, and it's on Williams. That's his second foul.
You see Christian Williams being visibly upset right there and having to be consoled or sort of calmed down by the folks on the St. John the Baptist bench. Now very physical play on the near sideline.
But you couldn't play better defense there if you're Christian Williams. Got called for a foul, could have easily got called for a second foul within 5 seconds, but he causes the turnover. Big possession here for the momentum if the Cougars can get a bucket. Williams goes right, great defense from Edmonds. Wilson brings it out, drives, spin move on Edmonds, high up the window, goes down.
Beautiful spin move to the right lane and gets that to go.
And then we have a turnover.
And the Cougar fans in attendance who took the ride out here from West Islip are now getting into it, Jim, getting loud.
9 points for Carter Wilson. And now we have a stoppage of play. Curious to know if they're gonna tell these players to both calm down. They know what's at stake. And looks like we have a foul away from the ball again. And it's on Edmonds. Is that his fourth? That is Edmonds' fourth foul. That is huge for the Flyers.
That is huge, and that is also needless right there. Getting into some stuff away from the ball, and this is where kids sometimes let emotion get the best of them. You cannot afford to pick up that foul right there, and hopefully that doesn't cost Chaminade in this game.
Williams drives in with the left, floater with the right, twirls in and home.
Nice drive, stop, floater, gets it to go, brings it back to single-digit lead.
First bucket of the night for Williams. Out of control there, Kelly, and then Afinda goes right up and blocks the shot of Knaus, and that is Afinda's fourth foul.
So 4 on Edmonds, now 4 on Afinda. And for an exchange, I have a feeling that's going to hurt St. John the Baptist a lot more than it's going to hurt Chaminade.
Yeah, the Cougars are feeling their oats, but then they got toasted right afterwards. Knaus on the first free throw. That's his second miss. Now he's 3 of 5 on the day, especially from the free throw line. Knaus, the senior, converts on the second. 6 points for Albert. Final seconds here in the third quarter. 10-point game. Flyers up. Williams, crossover, spin move inside. Dump out to Afinda. He's got to shoot it. He'll take a deep 3. Air ball. Sloppy possession for the Cougars on that final possession. 10-point game to end the third as the Flyers are up by 10. Jim Farchel and Mike Trezza here. You are watching high school basketball on TD Sports Video Productions.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Ten-point deficit for St. John the Baptist as we begin the fourth quarter.
Yeah, St. John the Baptist, they've already struggled twice for Chaminade this season. Recently in overtime, but also it was an 11-point win for the Flyers. It wasn't indicative for how that game went. And then the second game, they lost that game by 12 within a matter of 2 weeks apart.
And you look at the difference in number of fans here today, Jim. I really think that St. John the Baptist brought a little bit of a bigger crowd here. It's a much easier commute out here to Patchogue from West Islip. A lot of Suffolk kids on this team, whereas the Flyers, as per usual, are stacked with mainly Nassau kids. So a little bit tougher of a commute to get out here. So this crowd that is basically pro St. John the Baptist has been waiting for something to get loud about. And we'll see what they're able to do here in the fourth quarter of this game, down by 10 as we start.
Yeah, 8 minutes left to go. 10-point lead for the Flyers, and the Cougars will have the basketball.
Trip to Hofstra on the line.
Whatever team comes out of this one, they'll be very proud to go to Hofstra.
It's always a big thrill for kids.
Affinda playing with 4 fouls. Elbow jumper, that's money.
This is what Ellis was telling us about him. He has an inside-outside game. He can score from all over the court, and now he's in double figures.
10 points for Affinda. Wyckoff. Cantwell hard inside, can't finish. Aggressive board by Welton. Here come the Cougars, head full of steam. Wilson all the way.
What a drive by Wilson. As his comes off, he's got to take an extra second. We'll take a look at it. Drives to the left of the basket, banks it in easily.
DeBuscher to quiet the crowd. Nothing but nylon.
DeBuscher over 20 now.
5 threes for David with 21 points. Back to 9. Williams, a response right back. Oh, yeah.
Stephen Williams, the sophomore, is absolutely fearless, firing up from outside, driving the lane anywhere on the court.
7 points for the freshman. Kelly. Good defense from Affinda. Back out to Busher. Oh, he double clutched the pass, looking for Cantwell inside. Affinda. Oh, what a move! Stripped by the Busher, but still Affinda will go to the line for 2. And he's a bit shooken up.
DeBuscher got caught in the air, Jim, with no place to go with that ball. Then he compounded his error with a foul at the other end.
That's the Busher's second foul. Affinda with 10 points today. He's 2 of 2 from the line.
Cougars need him to come alive in this quarter. I'm sure he'd be happy to oblige as he puts the first one in.
11 now for the senior forward. Just like that, it's a 5-point game again.
The Cougar crowd in here ready to explode, and if they can get a stop at the other end and then another easy bucket, you're going to hear this place go berserk, and you're going to see Coach Feeney want to talk it over.
Three of 4 from the free throw line now. Wyckoff. Off the window. No. Blocked by Welton, but it looks like he got him going down. and Wyckoff will go to the line for 2.
Chaminade now doing a really good job on the offensive glass, not settling for one and done. They're getting that second and that third opportunity at the offensive end. And this time it's Brad Wyckoff who steps to the line, a 6'3" junior. Good rebounder, as Coach Feeney told us during the week.
Wyckoff knocks down the first free throw. Now he's in double figures with 10. Back to a 2-possession game. And he misses the second one. Carter Wilson. He'll fire a 3. No. Rebounded by Kelly. Kelly stomps on the brakes. DeBusschere pressured by Williams. DeBusschere gets it right back. Plenty of time left on the clock. Drive by Albert. Draws contact. No whistle. Back to the Cougars.
Seemed like a little bit of contact there. No whistle, except out of bounds. And Knaus a little bit out of control there. So the Cougars are going to get the ball back. And the St. John the Baptist crowd in here again, getting loud in the student section.
Anybody's game right now. 5 minutes left with a trip to West Hempstead on the line 4 days from now. And regardless, they set a 7-man rotation. They've somehow still been able to make it work, but still, Edmonds with 4 and Affinda with 4.
Going to be very, very interesting to see what both coaches do.
Jones, back iron. Wyckoff, another rebound. Under 5 left to go, 6-point game. DeBusschere around a screen, he's open, wing 3. Missed it to the left, high board by Affinda, and we have a jump ball. Aggressive play between Wilson and Cantwell.
And what's funny, Jim, is that sometimes you have almost too much time to fire up that three-pointer. That extra second to think about it sometimes can cost you. I think that was the case with DeBusschere on that last trip.
Thought it a bit too much. Saw the space, like, oh, I'm this open. I'm gonna pull the trigger. Chaminade gets it underneath their own basket. And off the leg of Welton. You gotta question the bounce pass towards the center of the floor when you're inbounding, because then you can easily hit that line, and then that's a turnover.
Kicked ball, reset shot clock, 35 on the clock. You see the officials talking it over.
Yep.
I love James Howard to death, but this is sometimes an issue with him. He tends to be almost a little bit too thorough.
Are you putting him on the spot?
No, not at all. I love James. Good guy.
And now we have Cantwell and Williams jawing at each other.
Yeah, this game's going to get a little bit combative down the stretch here.
It's dicey. Wyckoff looking for the back door, trying to find Cantwell. It's there. You just have to put it up top. Shot, in and out. Welton and Affinda getting dirty on the glass. Williams, one-on-one with the Busher. In and out. Nice move. Steven, too short off the window. Gets it right back. Williams, he's fouled. Looks like Wyckoff got him on the wrist.
Steven Williams, absolutely relentless. Looking to draw the contact on that first shot attempt.
And he fell down and got the own rebound back.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of that this afternoon, but for my money, just a little bit too much one-on-one for St. John the Baptist, but it works out this time for Steven Williams as he steps to the charity stripe.
That's Williams' second rebound. Can't convert. Williams has 7 points tonight. And Edmonds comes back in. 4 minutes left to go. What do you think of this decision from Feeney to bring him back in with 4 fouls under 5 left to go?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, if he fouls out now, he fouls out now. But I mean, you know, you got to just tell him, hey, listen, play tough, but you absolutely cannot foul out of this game. So I think he's fine with that.
Now 8 points for Steven Williams. 5-point game.
You're wondering when the Cougars are going to turn up the heat defensively if they're going to press.
Cantwell, floater.
Nice shot that time by Greg Cantwell, the 6'3" senior.
4 points for Cantwell. Quiet game for him offensively. Reverse layup, Afinda. Oh, and looks like he's cramping up, but he makes the layup. He's got 12. Check that, 13. Edmonds corner 3. No. Wyckoff on the putback.
St. John the Baptist wants to play 4 on 5 after Afinda got hurt. And there you see what results in it is the easy offensive board and putback.
Wyckoff on the putback now at 12. Go to a quick break here. This game is sponsored to you by Orland & Cohen Sports Medicine. We have a 9-point game with under 4 minutes left to go. You're watching high school basketball on the TD Sports Video Productions. So 4 minutes left to go. 9-point game. How concerning are you, St. John Baptist, watching your best scorer go down late in the game?
Yeah, that was really, really tough. I mean, you saw Jake Ellis. I was looking at him for a moment there. He wasn't sure whether he should call a timeout, but you're in hot water right there because even if you can get Chaminade to miss the shot right there, they have a chance at an easy offensive board when it's 5 on 4. That's exactly what happened right there. So Coach Ellis kind of caught betwixt and between right there with not much choice, and we'll see if the young man Afinda is okay. I hope he is. It would be really a shame to lose him when he's played so well today.
Get that man some H2O. Edmonds still playing with 4 fouls. So Afinda's going to hit the bench. So Welton, Williams, Wilson, Welton, and both Williams on the floor. So Afinda is out for the first time this game. Almost deflected by Kelly. All the way through. Missed the easy layup, but there's Williams on the board, and it slips out of his hands like a Butterfinger. DeBuscher, cross-court feed. Cantwell poises himself. Uses some clock of 3 possessions.
Dan Feeney imploring his troops to take some time off this shot clock and this game clock.
And with the best player on the bench. DeBuscher using some screens. 10 on the shot clock. Cantwell looking for Edmonds, who uses a screen to the left. Cantwell drives left. No look pass, Wyckoff on the other end.
What a beautiful dish right there by Greg Cantwell. Drives baseline. No look. Wyckoff, easy bucket to the right of the hoop.
And now it's an 11-point game, double digits now. Baptist running out of time, hesitation. Williams all the way from the left wing.
Steven Williams absolutely relentless in this game. He is the reason why St. John the Baptist is staying in this game with under 3 minutes left.
He's their best defender out of North Babylon. He stays in front of defenders. He's their second leading scorer. So we're going to take a quick break here. 9-point game, 58-49 Flyers. We'll be right back.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe, leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland & Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs. In sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Got it right here. Terrific. So our stats are up to date. So let's go through the stat sheet, starting off with Chaminade. So far, DeBuscher, he was the player to spotlight. 5 of 9 from distance leading the way with 21 points. Bradley Wyckoff with 14. Greg Cantwell with 4. Vlajanitis had that big 3 in the first quarter, his only 3-pointer. Edmonds has 8 points with 4 fouls. Then you have Albert Knaus with 6 points. That's really it for Chaminade. And then for St. John the Baptist, 2 points for Christian Williams, 9 for Carter Wilson. Welton has yet to score. 10 points for Williams, their second leading scorer. Roddy Jones with 8 and 13 for Afinda.
And they've got an upward battle with Afinda on the bench.
DeBuscher, one-on-one with Williams. This will be interesting. Best defender versus the best offensive player.
Afinda back in there now, excuse me.
And a timeout by Feeney.
Got another terrific game on tap, Jim. We've got the 7 o'clock game is going to be Holy Trinity against St. Anthony's, a real grudge match there. Those teams, I believe, beat each other once this year.
Yes,
so
59-45 each.
yeah, that's going to be really interesting. You see the promo for it there on your screen. So, you know, this great crew has been here since early in the day. We're going to be here till late tonight, and a long day, but a great day of high school playoff hoops.
Yeah, St. Anthony's, you know Saligano very well. And the Friars, they won 6 games before losing the Holy Trinity. And this team beat Chaminade in the season, held them to only 54 points. So, you know, Chaminade won the whole thing last year, but nobody's perfect.
Yeah, but we'll have time to get into that. But meanwhile, we've got 2:20 left. We'll see what the health of Clinton Afinda is down the stretch of this game and whether he's able to be effective, especially offensively.
Effective Afinda. And efficient as well. So 7 seconds come off the clock, and only 5 seconds left on the shot clock for the Flyers. Jones comes back in, and Williams will come out.
It would be a big feather in St. John the Baptist cap right here if they could force Chaminade into a lousy shot.
Lob up to Kelly off his foot.
Even better, no shot at all.
1 second off the clock. But it's crunch time for the Cougars. They need to capitalize on every opportunity within the next couple of possessions.
Chaminade shows pressure, now backs off.
Wilson, runner, no. There's Williams again. What a spin move, and in for 2.
We're going to take another look at this. Stephen Williams with the spin in the lane.
Put him in the blender with the spin cycle. 12 points for Williams. And just remember, he's only a freshman. Cantwell wide open, looking for Wyckoff, couldn't handle it cleanly. Wyckoff taking no time, and he's fouled by Afinda, and he's done. That's his.
Might as well go out in a blaze of glory right here. He comes over for the block. A little bit too much of the arm, and he is finished for the day.
Afinda looks like he's got no movement in that left leg.
He's also shaken up and fouled out, so insult to injury, both literally and figuratively here.
Great job, Mike, on catching that one. But still, Afinda fouled out with 13 points. What a year for him, but this game is not over yet. 7-point game, it's not an insurmountable deficit.
No, this is still a game, very much a game with 1:38. That's an eternity.
We'll hope all is well down there for the senior. By the way, this is possibly his last game depending on the results. Because remember, he transferred, and he's a senior, but he also had a stellar senior year. And you got to praise Jake Ellis for coaching this player in his final year.
But the rest of these guys, they want to see if they can mount a charge here and cut into this lead very immediately. See if they can, they don't want to have to play the foul game. I wouldn't do that until we're definitely well under a minute here. I would play straight up defense, see if you can get a couple stops. It's only a 7-point lead right now. So the strategy is get a couple quick scores, get a couple really good stops, and see if you can play it straight up here. And meanwhile, Wyckoff's at the line.
So Wyckoff knocks down another free throw. He's been quiet, but he's got 15 points right behind DeBuscher. And he's their key rebounder. He's not known for being one of their scorers.
Yeah, Kelly and Cantwell, both, as you mentioned, very quiet today. Usually good balance at the top of that stat sheet for Chaminade, but, I mean, DeBuscher's been a bit of a one-man band today.
And Wyckoff, 16 points and 8 rebounds. Williams, head full of steam, left hand, blocked by Edmonds, and now he just fouled out.
Edmonds is jumping up and down. He did not think he fouled him. I'm not sure he did either. It looked like he got a lot of ball on that drive to the hoop. But again, Stephen Williams continues to push the issue, and he's gotten himself back to the free throw line.
There's Vlajanitis coming back in. Great game from Edmonds. Finishes with 10 points. And a couple of rebounds. Williams, nylon. 13 points.
John.
Knocks down both. Full court pressure. Jones going against DeBuscher. DeBuscher out to Wyckoff. Now some double teams being acquired. 7-point game. Who wants to go to Hofstra on Thursday? Killing all this clock. Cantwell all the way. Lays it home. Count it and one. Greg Cantwell struggled the whole game. Had 4 points and couldn't get a bigger bucket down the stretch.
I was going to say that puts an exclamation on it, but I mean, we're still over a minute, and it's a 9-point lead. Chance to make it 10 here at the line. Greg Cantwell.
6 points, make it 7. Cantwell's offense hasn't really been put on display, but he's been a defensive guru today. Back out, Williams drives hard again. Williams, he can't be stopped. He's been their go-to guy. And that gives him 16 points.
Yeah, Williams, as I said a couple times today, Jim, you see him right there on your screen. Screen has been absolutely relentless, taking the ball to the hoop. He fears no one. He gives no inch, and he just keeps pushing the issue and pushing the tempo. And he's had himself a very, very nice game. You see Jake Ellis's huddle right there on your screen. Let's see what Ellis can draw up. He's in a tough spot. He's down by 8 with under a minute, but while this is a difficult task, it's certainly not insurmountable.
8-point game, under a minute left to go. And if you get it past midcourt, likely to be a foul. And it just become a game at the free throw line.
I wouldn't do that yet. I would see if I can get a solid stop right here. And I'd still play straight up defense right here.
Kelly will inbound.
Let's see if we can pressure the ball a little bit.
DeBuscher against Roddy, goes right by. They handle the press. Cantwell fouled by Williams.
Now you had no choice, and Christian Williams has to commit the foul. That is team foul number 6. So they still have one to give.
One more, and that's Christian's 3rd foul.
Why are they saying that he's at the, oh, that is team foul number 7.
Takes
So,
a while for that number to update from 6 to 7.
yeah, so it is going to be Cantwell at the line for 1 and 1. So
Oh, ice water in his veins.
that is a huge free throw right there. You miss the front end of those 1 and 1s, Jim. You know this down the stretch of a game. That can really, really cost you big time.
Cantwell, composure. Composed as they come. 9 points for Cantwell. Williams trying to go all the way. He's fouled as Kelly is a little gimpy. Yeah, Wilson, he's just been a slasher. He's been driving the whole game. Whenever he has a mismatch, he has taken advantage of it. But now, it's between him and Williams to be the go-to guy. And also watch out for Roddy Jones to launch a couple of threes.
And this is the issue when your team has a long layoff from the end of the season, has a bye in the first round of the playoffs. You'd almost rather be, at least at the beginning, that St. John the Baptist team, Jim, that had to play on Friday night just to get to this game. And we saw what happens a lot of times is that the team that had to play recently to get there comes out very energetic in the first, but then runs out of gas in the second.
Misses the second free throw, and DeBuscher is fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2, leading the team and leading the game in scoring with 21 points. 5 of 9 from distance.
Albert Knaus was a little shaken up on that play, but as you mentioned, it is going to be David DeBuscher at the line.
Season high 30 points versus Archbishop Malloy earlier in the season. Misses the back end. Okay, there is some life. Welton looks for Williams, and we have a push against Cantwell. Okay, things just got a little interesting.
Cantwell looked like he knocked that ball out of bounds clean, so St. John the Baptist might have gotten a little break there. Cantwell with an incredulous look on his face. He cannot believe he was whistled for the personal right there, and that's going to send Carter Wilson to the free throw line. A chance to cut this.
Believe it or not, Cantwell's played likely the whole game. That's his first foul. Back iron. And into the hands, back for Cantwell, using all the clock. Cross court. Goes over to Knaus. And likely this will put a bow on this game.
DeBuscher could have had the easy layup, and as you saw, he passed on it, backed it out. That's unselfish.
Looks like the Flyers, looking for back-to-back championships, is their goal. They'll have a trip to Hofstra on Thursday with a 9-point win over the Cougars of St. John the Baptist. DeBuscher led the way with 21 points, 5 of 9 from 3. It was a physical game throughout.
Yeah, and we're going to see if we can get DeBuscher up for a couple questions after the game. Played a great game. What did he finish with? Was
21,
it 25?
21 points.
21. Really nice performance by him. So Chaminade, as I mentioned, had a little bit of a layoff. Might have gotten a little rusty sitting around for a week. St. John the Baptist had to play that Friday night game. They blew out St. Dominic. We referenced that at the beginning.
92-38.
Yeah, however, that kind of game, Jim, with that type of defensive intensity really takes it out of your team. You come out very energetic to start a game like this just a couple days later, but then you sort of run out of steam. They had several things working against them, including their big guy, Clinton Ifenda, getting hurt.
So we're going to take a quick break. The final here and we're going to have an interview with Chaminade player Dave DeBuscher. So we'll take a quick break. DeBuscher will be with us right back. The final from this game, 9-point win for Chaminade. They'll play in Hofstra on Thursday with a 65-56 win over the Cougars. David DeBuscher interview coming up next.
Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Half pipe leave you full of pain? We've got specialists for that. Orland and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better faster.
Experience. Trusted. Proven. Excellence. Over 20 years of professional sports video production. The industry standard. T&D Sports Video Production. Whether it's a single game, a whole season, or a college recruitment video, T&D Sports is your one-stop video solution. T&D Sports Video Productions. All sports, all levels, all the time.
And we're back on T&D Sports. Mike Trezza now with player of the game for Chaminade, David DeBuscher. David, 21 points today. You guys started off a little bit slow. What do you guys think was the issue at the start of this game that St. John the Baptist was able to jump out to a lead on you guys?
They had a game 2 days ago, and we haven't really played for a week, so practice, like we scrimmage and practice, but being in a real game is different. So once we were able to keep our composure, they got it out too nicely, but we knew, like, we beat them twice already. We knew that we could beat them again, so we just kept our composure and trusted each other.
What does it mean to you, David, to be a part of this Chaminade program that has such a long, great tradition?
I'm proud to be part of it, wear the number, and play as a team. Chaminade always stresses, like, as a team, not one individual guy. And my shots weren't me creating it. It was my teammates finding me, and I just finished the job.
Any extra pressure for you carrying that DeBuscher name forward in your basketball career here at Chaminade or wherever you end up after that?
I think there's a little pressure, but like once you get into the game, you don't really realize it. You just want to go out and win. So up until game time, maybe, but once you're in the game, nah.
What are you looking for Thursday night? What are you looking forward most to that final game over at Hofstra this coming Thursday?
Just to go out and win, get the states, friends and family, just win for everyone, win for us especially. We've been working hard all year, all summer, and we just want to go out and get a win the league again.
All right. Good luck on Thursday, David. Great game. And now back to you guys.
Thank you, Mike, for that interview. Dave DeBuscher with 21 points, 5 of 9 from 3, and the catalyst in the victory for the Flyers, 65-56 over the St. John the Baptist Cougars. And with that victory, Chaminade improves to 21-4 and 11-2 in conference play. St. John the Baptist Cougars season is over after a 12-10 record and 5-4 record in conference play. Game 2 coming up for boys basketball. It's number 2 Holy Trinity Titans against the number 3 St. Anthony's Friars. That game will be at 7 o'clock. But for now, have fun. And this game is over in Patchogue between the Cougars and the Flyers. 65-56, Chaminade victorious. They'll be in Hofstra on Thursday. So that will do it for Game 1. Thanks to our crew, Tom Bruno, Dave Stempkel, Evan Larry, Jamie Burkhardt, Liam Townsend. For Mike Trezza, I'm Jim Farchman. Thank you for watching high school basketball on TD Sports Video Productions. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.